All right, a number of Republicans have been frustrated about Donald Trump, and certainly all the more so a week ago at this time when that 11-year-old tape about, well, you know what it was about, came out, including my good friend Ben Stein, who I think at the time was saying, well, you know, maybe just drop out, Donald. And now we have all of this. First of all, Ben, do you still subscribe to that he should step out? Obviously, he's not going anywhere, but what are your thoughts?
I think it would be awfully nice if there would be some way for him to drop out, put Pence at the top of the ticket, and have Mr. Trump go off gracefully over to Trump Tower. I mean, he's shown himself to be an extremely flawed candidate, and I'm not totally sure he's right in the head, to tell you the truth.
Well, to that point, he isn't going to go anywhere. The leadership seems to have grudgingly accepted the fact that he's not going anywhere. It's a Byzantine process to get him out of there. So they seem to have given up. But I have talked to a number of party bigwigs who seem to be kind of just shrugging their shoulders and assuming this race is already lost. And now they're focusing on 2020. It just seems a bit too soon for that to me. But what do you think?
I don't think the leadership is smart enough or clever enough to do that. I think those of us who might be considered elder, I hate to say that, states in the party do assume at this point it's pretty much a lost cause, and we have to plan for a better candidate next time. I think Mrs. Clinton was eminently beatable, but we happened to choose a candidate who was just kind of a wacky guy, who was not a particularly hard-working guy where policy issues were concerned. And it's unfortunate. I think any number of other Republican candidates could have beaten Mrs. Clinton handily, but we chose the wrong one.
But it's very hard, whatever your views on the subject or on him or the party, to regroup. It's happened. We saw it in 1964 at the Goldwater debacle.
It can't be done.
It can't.
Oh, no, we're going to do it. Oh, no, the Republican Party always comes back, Neil, and we're going to come back, and we're going to be stronger than ever. I imagine Mrs. Clinton will not be a particularly successful president.
But that's what they said 4 years ago.
Well, but we did not dream that we were going to have a candidate as off the charts as Donald Trump. Nobody dreamed that. He was a totally unpredictable loose cannon. And also, let me say, months ago, your colleague and mine, Charles Payne, said the media would be doing all the blocking and tackling for the Clinton campaign. They have gone after the Republican, in this case, with a ferocity unprecedented, at least in my lifetime. They have made themselves into an arm of the Democratic Party, and the most vicious arm of the Democratic Party. And I don't think that anyone could have foreseen that. While we all thought they'd be biased, but at this level, no, nobody would have foreseen this level of bias.
You know, if it goes the way you think it will go, and Republicans go down defeat, again, we have, almost 4 weeks here, there'll be a lot of finger pointing, and there'll be a lot of very rabid, angry Trump voters in that case who will say, well, we're in this position, and we were driven to this position by a party that never embraced us, so it's their fault. So the acrimony will be endless, won't it?
It's going to be a big problem. The Republican Party is badly split between the base, who Mr. Clinton was rude enough to call rednecks, but whom I would call working-class white men and ordinary citizens, and a kind of more elite Republican Party of more well-to-do, more educated people. The party is very badly split. It's going to take a master strategist and a master diplomat to put it back together. That was the kind of guy Mr. Nixon was after the '64 debacle.
Well, how did he do that?
This time around.
How did he do that? Now, obviously, he was looking around the edges around him, right?
He worked like a demon.